Alright, I think it is time to begin this endeavour. Hello everybody and welcome to my attempt to do some raid solo as a paladin. I have no idea how this is going to go. Let's just get straight into it and see how far we get. So what do I want? I want raids. Where are the raids? When we're born, binding coil. And I want undersized. Don't think I'll need to have too much in terms of preparation, just purely because of the overgear for this particular set of raids, but let's see how far we go. Some of the cutscenes I'll watch and some of them I'll skip. Like the starting ones and the end ones, maybe. The very first raid that I encountered, T1. It's been a while. First part of this was the ADS. This is just the introduction of the ADS, it's nothing too special, so let's carry on. I've got my interrupt, so it shouldn't be able to use high voltage. Let's see how quickly it goes. Pretty damn quick. Okay. I've tried some of these solo before, but I'll probably not have the chance to do all of them. So challenge myself to do a bit of a compilation of all raids from Coil and see exactly which ones can be soloed at this point. With Endwalker just around the corner, chances are some of the ones that I won't be able to do today will be doable. As for where that will be, I have no clue. A little bit of a trash mob, nothing too fancy. Pull everything together and then just nuke it down. I'll just nuke him down on the fly. That also works. Seem to be taking their sweet time. Bit of a funny story. Back in the day when this was the current content, there was actually a way to just kind of ignore all this trash. You'd have the tank pretty much do what I've just done, but then instead of having to kill everything and burn them all down, you would just have them turn around and head back to the entrance, whilst dragging all the trash along with them, and just have the off tank grab this guy, have the party burn him down, and then this door opens, and then a shortcut appears at the entrance, and if you use that shortcut, you get teleported immediately here, without having to do all that trash. And a similar thing was done here as well, because when you killed this trash, when you killed that golem, that door would open and then the shortcut would be updated. And then the shortcut would take you straight to the boss room. So all this trash was put here by the devs and nobody cared. The ads had never got to challenge the players. They were just left behind. No one cared. But now I'm giving them their desire. They wanted a fight. I gave them a fight. But the first boss of the Coils. We meet again, Caduceus. Unfortunately, the bosses here don't have the title cards, unfortunately. That's something that I hope that they will add to older enemies later on. This is dying pretty quickly. It's going to drop to really low shortly. There it is. Splits into two. That's him pretty much dead. I'll just kill the other one so he doesn't gain any stacks. Not that it really makes any difference because he's barely doing any damage to me at all. So, yep, nice and easy. T1 done. And a happy nod. Not a very happy, cheerful yay, because that's actually not the end of the entire dungeon, because what they did was they made the tier, the binding coil, they made it into 5 turns, so it wasn't until you cleared T5 that you'd actually cleared the thing. So they didn't really celebrate too much in the outros on those ones. Turn 2, bit of a weird one. 912 yards, getting deeper. Because the boss here is actually that guy, the ADS. But as you can see, there's another ADS there, another ADS there, and there's another ADS there. I'm just going to be pedantic. I'm going to kill all of them. I can't remember exactly what the gimmick was with these guys. I think it was a case of if you killed one, the ADS would kind of absorb their skill in exchange for something else. I can't remember what it was. I think it was something to do with, like, the more you kill, the weaker he gets, but the more abilities he has access to. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, so don't quote me on that. That's those ones down. I think they're all absorbing, because what's this guy got? Damage up and sequence AP1. Okay. Let's see if the next one has the same thing. Ah, whoops. Let's actually kill him first, that would be an idea. Okay. Ah, so the next node gets the same thing as well, okay. So it's not just the ADS himself, it's the entire plethora of nodes that are down here. They all absorb their fallen brethren's abilities. I think this leads to the boss room, so I'm going to have to just go around him and ignore him for the time being. Oh, can't, never mind. I'll have to go this way. It's all good because after 15 seconds he's going to lock out and then reset. That should be no issue. Oh, it turns out I can't go that way anyway. Oh well. I'll just kill him. Doesn't matter. This guy had a pretty interesting mechanic called Allergan Rot, and if anybody here has done, well there it is, if anybody's done, what's it called, The Guardian in Sigmascape, you may be familiar with Allergan Rot, because by the time that thing drops to 0, it would explode and wipe the raid, so you had to pass it on to the next person before that happened. Turn 2 complete. So you had to pass it on to the next person and just keep that cycle going, just keep passing it around. You couldn't pass it straight back to the person who gave it to you, because when they passed it to you, they got a debuff that prevented them from taking it back. So you had to set up a rota of people to pass it to. Turn 3, bit of a joke raid, as it's not really a raid, it's just running through this arena. It's just a massive trash mob. That's our target. But we have to get down there using the jump pads. The engine room of the Ragnarok. So there's no boss here. There's only 3 switches that we have to hit. As soon as that 3rd switch is hit, the raid is done. Even if the enemies aren't necessarily dead, but that doesn't matter. But to get around this place, you had to use this button here to select the direction you wanted to go, jump on the thing, and it sends you flying. And you wanted to go through the blue rings. The blue rings lead you to your destination. Let's take care of these guys. So that's where I want to go, so I'll push this button here. Off we go. And then came the first troll. You could troll people and push the wrong button and send them back. Or you could push the right button and go forward. No real reason to go back because there's nothing there at all, so we're just going to press on. Here's our first switch. So we killed the golem. Nothing to be underestimated back in the day, of course, because he had a nasty cleave, and if people were stood next to the tank, he would have one-shot them. So back in the day, you had to be extremely careful with them. Through the ring, and down we go. So every time you activate a switch, there is a shield that is preventing passage below. That electrical shield there, the switch will deactivate it. So we have to activate all the switches to press on. The troll back in the day was that people would try to run onto the switch pad whilst running over the switch that sent people backwards. And so they would activate the teleporter to go in the wrong way. And then people were like, whoa, what the hell? Oh. Are we going straight down, or are we going straight across? Straight down. Only one place to go here. Going back up. Second switch. Deactivate the shield. And now we can head down. Only one way to go, so we go onwards. Do. That's where I want to go. Okay. Two different switches there, but that leads back to the entrance, I believe, so let's not go that way. Well, I say the entrance. It just leads back along the path, which I do not want to do. This one should take me just over here. Okay. And then that takes me down. At least I think it does. Yes, it does. And I believe that's the final switch over there. Nice bit of trash here. Trash didn't really do much back in the day. If you had your cooldowns and your healers were healing and DPS were doing their thing, it wasn't much of an issue. Of course, back then, healers didn't have DPS. Healers just had healing. So they could do nothing but heal, pretty much. They did have cleric stance to allow them to do damage. Well, I'll say white mages had that. But if they switched on cleric stance, they just completely stopped being a healer. So back then, a healer was pretty much just a healer. Final switch. And there we go. That's T3 for you. Nothing very much in terms of a turn. The other thing as well, of course, was that one didn't actually give you any loot at all. The other ones gave you level 90 gear, which when it first came out was the best stuff, but as soon as the other stuff came out, it was completely useless. And I didn't actually start raiding proper. Like, I didn't start doing coils at the time until second coil came out. That's when I joined my first raid team. So when I was doing the original coil, T1 through T5, all the stuff was trash because I'd already had better gear. I had level 100 and level 110 stuff. The drive cylinder, 1524, makeshift lift. This was a good one. 6 waves of enemies. 1 minute in between each wave, or until the entire wave was dead. First one was just 6 bugs, nothing too drastic. Second wave was 4 soldiers, well 2 soldiers and 2 knights. The soldiers couldn't be hit by physical, they had to be killed by magical, and the knights couldn't be hit by magical, they had to be hit by physical. But naturally, because I have overpowered gear, I can just one-shot them and it's no issue. Next one is the Dreadnought along with 4 bugs. The bugs would come in, the Dreadnought would eat them, they would restore his health and give him stacks. The strat back then was just let him eat it and then just burn him down. It just saved time. Next we got Clockwork Bugs and Spinner Rooks. These rooks were an absolute bugger because they had an ability called Pox, which lowered your max HP, so you had to take those out as soon as possible. Another thing about the soldiers and the knights was that if you did enough damage to the soldiers, enough physical damage, like that did nothing, but if I hit him again, he's now lost his shield and he's stunned. He can't do anything now. So that was a good thing back in the day, was if you managed to kill your designated soldier or knight, you could then switch over to the other one and break the shield and make it an easier job to kill. Wave number 5, we have, actually this is number 6 I think. We had a knight, Spinner Rook, 2 bugs that were eaten by the Dreadnought and another soldier. The Dreadnoughts were always dragged away because this is a nasty cleave. But yeah, that's it. The 6 waves done. And turn 4 complete. So that was the first real challenge, I think, of the Coils, was just that, because it was very quick. Back then when we had the gear we did, we weren't able to burn through them. If a minute had passed, you would automatically get the next wave, even if the previous wave hadn't been killed. So if you weren't quick enough, it would very easily get out of control. But before I go in, I'll just repair my stuff. Now I'll get that message again. And now for the good one, T5. I've no idea if I'm going to kill her before she does her dive bomb, but we'll see. I shall be back here later in UCOB. But for now I'm doing the old-fashioned one. Leave you a couple of info bits after this as well. This is going quite well. The cavern should open up again down here. That resembles a finger. And then when you look at it, you can see that you are indeed on a finger. It's Bahamut's hand. So Bahamut was a big boy. So you might think, oh well, purple circle, looks interesting. There's the exit right there, so... what's going to happen? The first true test of Final Fantasy XIV raiding, Twintania. Now, the fun thing about this fight compared to UCOB is that this arena is very bumpy. And in fact, there's a couple of pits down here which we can actually make use of. Back in the day, that was actually a very nice way of cheesing a certain mechanic that I may be able to show here, depends on if she dies before then. Otherwise, the one in UCOB is actually flattened. Like it's a makeshift version of this, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Let's go. Bring it on, Twintania. Take down the ads first. Okay, no problem. Plummet. She seems a bit larger than the UCOB version, I think. One thing I do need to do is I need to push her before she uses Conflag, otherwise I'm doomed. But I think that should be it now. Yep, off she goes. And now for the cheese. She does dive bombs, but if you stand like just right on the edge here, as soon as the green marker arrives, get out. She'll dodge, she'll dive bomb towards the outside of the arena, and you will not be hit. If she hits you, she sends you flying, and if you hit the wall, you die. So that was a very useful way to avoid that altogether. Okay, Asclepius is now dead. Now all I have to do is wait. I believe it was like a 1 minute time between the dive bombs, so it's now literally just waiting for her to do her dive bombs again, because she does the same thing again. She does it 3 more times. So we wait. You interrupted my dance. How dare you? And I'll cheese this one, I think. Come at me, Twintania. Knockback immunity for the win. Hehehe. Two more Hygeias. Now the interesting thing with these guys is they've given me 2 debuffs called Disseminate. Now back in the day, Asclepius was quite difficult to kill. So what you had to do was you had to kill those Hygeias next to Asclepius. Because what they would do is they would actually give everyone around them, including Asclepius, the Disseminate debuff. And Disseminate just increases the amount of damage you take. So what you could do is you could have Asclepius get 4 stacks of Disseminate and take it down much easier. Once Asclepius was down, you would then stand by your Neuralinks and wait for Twintania to reappear. This was again a timed excursion. You had like a minute or so to kill Asclepius. Otherwise it got very difficult. Now this is actually quite bad, because what I need to do is I need to kill Twintania as soon as possible, because she's going to summon what's called a Dread Knight. I should be able to kill her quite quickly here. Yeah, there we go. No, I had to push it there. I couldn't really show anything else happening, because unless there's 2 people there, it's going to be impossible to kill, because a Dread Knight will come down into the center of the arena, lock onto somebody, run towards them, stun them whilst they're locked onto them, and then just one-shot them. So if that happened to me, if I got stunned, that's it, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do. It doesn't do damage, it just straight up one-shots you. The one thing I couldn't also show was Twister, which is pretty much the same as the Twister in UCOB, but it's just a slower cast of it, so you got more time to move for it. If you want to see that, come and watch me in UCOB later. You'll see plenty of Twisters. Next up we have T6, the second coil, turn 1. It's basically just an extension. But at this point they've kind of slightly moved away from... Actually no, that's not quite true. Throughout the entirety of the coils they did have this idea of starting off with a trash mob and then finishing with a raid boss. So every single time you came in here, whether it was for your first time clears or whether it was for the next week with the raid team or whether it was just for re-clears, you always had to do this. You always had to do this trash mob. Now the trash mobs weren't bad, they weren't difficult, they were just tedious, time consuming. And even to this day they're still time consuming. It's a nice time to look around and see what the hell's going on. I mean, to think we're currently quite far below the surface, and yet we have this interesting water effect. It's quite nice. Let's take these out quickly. Dark matter cluster would summon more enemies, so they have to be killed quickly. And then we just take out the other enemies that appear. And I think that's all of them. Yep, that leads us up to the boss now. There it is right there. The red plant on the right side there. Or at least I think it is anyway. Apparently not. Very interesting boss, Rafflesia. Which is actually the name of the largest plant in the world, the Rafflesia. So, there you go. This boss had a few interesting mechanics. The classic Blighted Bouquet, if you moved, it one-shot you. So you had to stop doing everything, you had to put your shield away, you had to put your weapon away, you had to stop touching the keyboard, vines that you had to run away from people with, and plants that would grow in the middle of the room. So there's Blighted Bouquet, so I'm just going to stop and shield my weapon. And nothing happened, which is nice. Dark Master Ball. Those things would be not good if they grew, but they're over there, so it's not an issue. I'm just going to finish this off quickly. Yep, nice and easy. Turn 6, complete. I forgot to say turn 5 complete earlier. Crap. I'm not bothering to get the loot from here because it's all old stuff and it's not really worth a lot of gil on the market board anymore, so nobody's. Next up we have turn 7. I'm actually going to skip through the majority of the cutscenes here. The first one kind of introduces you to a certain character, but I'm just going to skip past that for now. But I'm going to watch the one where it kind of introduces you to the place, because that's quite nice. So we'll skip through this one. And we'll have a look at where we are. Just watch for me as I go down. Whee! Black Shroud, the outer coil. I'm now on this makeshift elevator, makeshift lift. A little bit of trash here to take care of, so let's take out the trash and make our way towards the raid boss. This is where the raiding really started to get challenging in terms of mechanics, because there was a few interesting mechanics that this boss had at the end that some of them kind of got used in future fights, like they would retain the abilities. These guys are not too happy about being trapped in here, but there you go. By the time you killed the maintenance module, the lift will carry on to the next one, so you wanted to kill them last, otherwise you just get the next wave immediately later, so kill this guy, off we go. But I would have wanted to kill these guys first back in the day, just to make life a little bit easier. Otherwise we get these guys too, and that's a bit more tricky to deal with. These guys had quite a bit of health back then. And it was the same story. You had to take care of this trash every single time you came into this place if you wanted to farm it. This is one that I actually did farm, and I farmed it as a healer because the healer body piece dropped from this fight. So I learned this one as a healer just so I could get that coat. Took me a few tries to get it because RNG back then. Next we have Melusine. Not sure that's how you pronounce it, but there you go. Looks kind of like a Medusa. Well, there is some Medusa-esque mechanics here. As the fight goes on here, as her health dwindles down, she starts to summon ads to come and assist her in the fight. Cursed Voice is a very interesting one because it gives me a cone AoE. As soon as that debuff goes to 0, I shoot out a cone. Anyone who's hit by that cone gets instantly petrified, so you had to look outwards. And if you hit the boss with it, she gets damage up. Renaud, he can be petrified, and it's preferential that you do, because then you can actually hide behind him later, because Melusine uses something called Cursed Shriek on top of Cursed Voice. Cursed Voice is the cone in front of you, but the... oh, there you go, that one got a damage up there. But Cursed Shriek is one that will do the entire arena in line of sight. So you wanted to hide behind the Renaud there to stop people getting petrified. If you hit the Renaud while it's petrified, it just dies instantly, so that was something you had to be very careful of. Now she's most likely going to get a stack of damage up here because I have the Shriek, and I can't hide behind the Renaud because there isn't any. Yeah, they all got one, okay. The Lamia Prosecutor is a special one because it had Petrifaction. Petrifaction is an instant petrification if you look at the boss, so you had to look away. So yeah, this was a really challenging one back in the day. I don't have any videos of me actually killing this one, I don't think, so I can't really show that, unfortunately. Not sure if I still have the videos on my old PS4, I'll have to have a look later. But that's T7 down. 6 to go. Next is T8. Second coil, turn 3. Once again, we stick with the old-fashioned kill a bit of trash before you get to the boss thing. Getting deeper and deeper, 3,000 yarms this time. A yarm is like the equivalent of a yard on Earth, or that kind of stuff. A little bit of a maze, but it's actually quite easy when you know where to go. It's just basically go straight and then turn right. So there's a bunch of ADSs hovering around, so we want to avoid them, but when I need to go is I want to go up here. So I need to go straight here. Using these things again. You can pretty much skip those if you wanted to. You didn't need to use them, but it's a little tiny boost. And then I wanted to go up and right. So I want to go this way. That leads to a different section. This one leads to the actual door where we want to go, which is right here. Take out this trash. If you open this door while the enemies were attacking you, it would actually sound an alarm, so you had to kill everything before you came in. But once you got in, it was dead easy to find. And here's the boss. Looks quite Tron-y, if I do say so myself. The Avatar. Classic boss because he doesn't move. No matter where you move, he will not move at all. He's stuck in the middle. Diffusion Ray Cleave meant it was pretty much a constant dot on the tank at all times. 4 towers on the edges. I'm just going to charge this one here. If you stand inside it, you get a debuff, but at the same time it charges the tower. The 2 towers currently have different charges, which is good, because if they charge together and they complete their charge at the same time, it's a wipe. So you had to purposely charge up the towers. The towers will do different things depending on what they are. This one over here will just do a raid-wide AoE. This one will summon a Dreadnought. So as soon as that one charges, a Dreadnought will appear, and the DPS would have to burn it down. This one here, I believe, planted mines around the arena that the tanks had to deal with. This one, I cannot for the life of me remember. It's been so long. But the Dreadnought's now appeared, so I'm just going to finish him off. Every charge takes 15 seconds. So you had 15 seconds in between things happening. Red line on me is Caduceus Bomb, which was a split damage AoE. So you had to split that between party members. Actually, no, I need to be quick here, because if he uses the rockets, I'm dead. There's no surviving that, so I need to kill him ASAP. Oh, I think it's another 8 wide. There we go. Yeah, if he used ballistic missile, he would stun me in place, and I would not be able to survive because you need a certain number of people in the ballistic missile AoE in order to survive it. If you didn't have enough people, it's just a straight death. No matter what your health is, it just sends you up and sends you down. You're dead. So it's a good thing that I killed him when I did there. Otherwise, it could have been quite bad. That's T8, and now we're on to the classic T9. Now, I'm going to be quiet for this one because I love this cutscene. And I love the entry to it. This place is actually reminiscent of the final battle arena of the original Final Fantasy XIV 1.0. Now, most people are thinking at this point, hang on a minute, how can this be here? How can this be real? And you would have a good question there. The answer will become clear in time. That surely cannot be Dalamud. How? Where are we? The final resting place of Nael van Darnus. Nael van Darnus was legatus of the 7th Imperial Legion, the one responsible for Dalamud coming down. This is a grave for the undeserving. And for the crime of trespassing upon my god's sanctuary, this place shall serve as your grave too. No. This person we have actually met before. We've met them in T7. And they warned us that if we were to continue, that they would not take too kindly to it. In the hour of his failure, Nael van Darnus felt the currents of ether begin to bear away his essence, but before oblivion could claim the last of him, a divine will reached out, and I was born. Then did the words of my God resound in mine ears. Bring unto mine enemies crushing defeat, that they might know despair without end, and claim thee thus the victory which thou wert once denied. Nael Deus Darnus. It would seem that what remained of Nael's essence when Bahamut plucked him from the blink of oblivion, and the result of this strange simulacrum. Nevertheless, her aura bespeaks great power. She channels the rage of the Elder Primal himself. Lord Bahamut, thy wish is my command. None shall escape thine unquenchable fury. Come, ye dull, unthinking beasts. They will avail you naught in the calamity to come. T9. Still my favourite battle transition for the entirety of this game. Now this was probably the greatest challenge that me and my raid team faced back in the day. Took us the longest time to clear this thing. And there are many reasons involved. Difficulty, technical issues, game issues. But today, this particular version of Nael shall bear me no issue. One thing that I always thought would make this fight impossible to solo is the ad phase, the golems. Because 3 golems will fall, and if 2 of them come too close to each other, they will instantly fuse. And if they fuse, they will be impossible to kill. So what I need to do here is make sure that I kill the golems as quickly as possible, because there's a few seconds where they will not fuse. Now I'm not sure if they will all spawn. They do. That's one down. Let's kill this one quickly. Nice, okay. So I can kill them all quickly enough. Just to make my life a little bit easier, I'm just going to pull this guy over here, because when he comes close to the meteor that's dropped, he will absorb it. That was the trick back in the day. You had to use these golems to absorb the meteors. If any meteors were left behind, it was an instant wipe. Because these things did 30,000 damage when they exploded. And the highest amount of HP we had at the time? 7,000. Now these meteors, I'm just going to let them explode. So he's just going to explode one by one, which is fine, because if any of the meteors here explode, that makes my life a lot easier. So those 2 are going to explode. And so I only have 1 meteor to deal with, which is absolutely fine. Now he's going to explode, and there are no meteors left. So naturally you can cheese that part now, but back in the day, if any of those exploded, instant wipe. We couldn't have had any of them explode. Since now all the meteors are gone and all the golems are dead, Nael will now transition using Mega Flare. Heaven's Fall, a knockback ability. With a massive pillar in the ground. Gotta move out of these yellows. Stand inside them, you get paralyzed. Oh, apparently I died. That was the ice ball. Okay. So the ice ball can kill me, so I need to be extremely quick. I need to use everything I've got to burn her down. So what's happening there is Nael has called forth some dragons on the edge of the arena, and those dragons will start pelting ice balls at the players one by one. If a single player gets hit by 2 ice balls, instant death. So we had to use the fire dragon there to give them a fire to balance it off. But unfortunately, because I'm the only one here, there are only 2 possibilities. I need to get hit once and get hit twice. Now, in terms of Hollow Ground, I think Hollow Ground is not possible. So I need to be extremely quick and just burn, burn, burn. Use everything I've got. So that's the golems down. In come the next set of meteors. I can actually burn Nael down quickly, I just need to use the right combination to deal as much damage as possible, as soon as possible. So I'll put Goring Blade on her, and then as soon as she gets below 47, I will straight go into my Rafflesia and pop all my OGCDs in the hopes of burning her down before the dragons become an issue. All the golems appeared. Okay. Okay, those two guns are down, that's good. No meteors left, so I'll just hold my ground. I want to stand around here, preferably, as that will allow me to get knocked back in a safe way. So I'm not going to use any OGCDs here because I want to save them all for now because I need to burn them. Okay, I've got to be quick now. Come on, come on, come on. Burn, burn, burn. There's one ice ball. Hallow just to be safe. Ah. Hallow doesn't work. Okay, so I need to be quick. I need to be quicker. Anything and everything I need to save. So even my intervene I need to save. Don't think there's anything else I can really use. Yeah, because intervene does 10,000 damage, so that's definitely going to be useful. If I can somehow manage to get her to cast an ability and then bring her below 47, that should buy me a bit of time. So the golems aren't really bearing much, aren't really giving me much of an issue. And on the meteors again. I don't think it's damage based either. I think it's just pure, like, you don't kill these things, you're dead instant. Unless I'm just being dumb. Take out those two first, just because they have the lowest health. Okay, let all my cooldowns come back now. Okay, let's try again. Save the cooldowns. I'll burn Fight or Flight just because I'm going to use Rafflesia anyway. Ah, 2%. Right, I may have to resort to more drastic measures. Raid food. Because I don't seem to have a lot left over. Unless I continue with Atonement, because Atonements do a little bit of damage as well. They'll do a lot more than Fast Blade and Riot Blade when I've done Rafflesia, so I shouldn't need that much on top of that, so I'll just continue with those and use my 3 Atonements, and then I'll go straight into Rafflesia. see if that helps. So how much does this do? 27. Yeah. So that's definitely more than whatever Fast Blade was. I'll find out what that is in a minute. I think it's like sub 10k, so that'll definitely push the 2% in a couple of hits. Yeah, 5,000 a pop. These things hurt if you were stunned underneath them. As soon as you see a rock shake, you know you're screwed. Okay, that one didn't appear. That's nice. Means you only have 2 golems to deal with. Okay. Right, let's see how this one goes. Oops, didn't mean to use that. Too slow. I was thinking that was a bit too slow. I'm not sure what happened there. Why the damage was significantly lower. It's definitely possible. Definitely possible. I just got to get a clean push from Bahamut's Claw in. How much does Confitia do? 48k, which is 7%. Okay. So it's at least 7%. Then of course on top of that we have auto attacks as well. It's kind of weird because you're kind of seeing the rocks within the rocks shaking. Okay, let's put it back to full health here. Not really sure it's going to make a difference, but you never know. Where I want to be. Don't use intervention. Don't use intervention. I'll try using knockback immunity, see if that works. Never mind, didn't use it. Okay. I need a crit there. I need to get a crit. I will not be defeated. I've got to see if I can cheese her into doing some kind of ability before she uses Bahamut's Claw. Because I believe that when she uses Bahamut's Claw is when the dragons arrive. If that is the case, I can use a bit of time there. Just killed it in time. So the health made no difference, it is purely 2 ice balls and you're dead. Pretty much identical to the UCOB as well, because the max amount of health I have in UCOB is around 65k, and 2 ices is double that, so you've got no chance of surviving. So I'm not going to bother with health. I have everything. She's currently on 62, so I'll just slowly whittle her down, see what happens. I know she summons the Dragonad, but I can't remember if she casts any abilities during or after. As soon as she starts casting something, and she's around 50, 47 maybe, or 48%, that should give me enough time to burn down what I need. So Heaven's Fall comes down. She's currently on 55, okay. 53. 50, okay, I'll just slowly little auto attacks here. 49. Okay, I'll just hold it here. Because 47 is the transition. Take care of this guy because he might be useful. Yep, go up, twist. Does she cast anything? She casts Heaven's Fall again. That might be useful. As soon as she casts Heaven's Fall, go. Come on, just a bit more, a bit more. Ah, oh, so close. So close. Did the Confiteor hit? Did the Confiteor hit? It did, but it wasn't enough. I took 365,000 damage. Holy crap. I wonder if that ignores defensives, because if it does, then shit. Otherwise, I might try and see if I can survive a single hit and buy myself a few seconds. So I'll do the same approach, because that seemed like it gave me a better chance. All my stuff is fine. Take you out, okay. Yeah, so the golems aren't giving me a problem. It's just purely beating the dragons now. So I'll wait for the second Heaven's Fall, and as soon as that begins casting, I'll just go full ham. As soon as the second Garrote Twist goes out, that's when I'll pop Fight or Flight and then just go full on. Just before 6, okay. Taking that with an auto. Okay, here we go. Now I've no idea what Nael's got now, so don't know if I can check. Can I check? No, I can't check. Okay. Fill myself up just for the heck of it, and let's see what we can do. So I can use my intervention to stop the knockback and get back into range after the second Heaven's Fall. Okay, that'll do. Let's wait for it to get 48. Okay, hold it there. Bring out the ghost. Shouldn't have done that. Never mind. There's the first Garrote Twist. One more, come on, one more. Oh, not enough time. I can't afford to do that one extra. Holy Spirit, I need to go straight into Confiteor and pray that I get it down. I need a crit. I need a crit Confiteor. So waiting to the Heaven's Fall definitely buys me more time, so I can do it. I just need to get lucky with the crits. Okay. No problem there. I need less of a global cooldown. Need more skill speed. I'll just run around a little circle here. Okay, let's try again. Cooldowns are back. Or there will be. Come on, RNG, give me some luck. All I need is one good set of crits. give me some health. Why the hell not? Okay, just whittle down. Okay. Now just hold it. Wait for the ad. Get rid of my one go up twist here, and then wait for the second one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get that in there. Give me a crit, please. Nope. Oh. 6%. Still not enough. What can I do differently? I've been as low as 2%. Do I just need better crits, or is there something else that I can do to lower the numbers? Practicing for UCOP? Nah. I'm just trying to see if I can clear all the Coils solo before then. Because Nael here doesn't really do much that I can practice. Because as soon as the ice balls come out, I can't do anything. 2 hits of that and it's just a wipe, so none of the mechanics that she does from now up until then appear in UCOP. That was nice, I only got 1 golem. Just purely a challenge for myself. In fact, I think I know what I can do. If I wait at around 52, 51%, as soon as the as soon as the other parts go out, what I can do is I can make it so that I can fight off like straight into Goring, and then start later in the rotation instead of doing 1-2, which don't really do a lot of damage by themselves. Because then I can get more damage out before the thing, and I've got that essentially moves my rotation back 2 places, giving me time to do the Confitia and get all the Holy Spirits in. Okay, I've got a game plan. Let's see if it works. Okay, bring it on. So that's just 2%. 2%, okay, so I need to be around 51. I'll just auto attack here for a bit, just to whittle it down. 1 more. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so now I'll wait for the second thing. So the combo is quite long, which is nice. Get it prepared now. There we go. Perfect. Straight in. That's the idea, though. That is the idea. So I got the Confiteor out, but I had to skip another Holy Spirit, and I skipped the Atonements. But the idea is good there, so I just need really good RNG. I need good crits just to push it all the way through. That's something else I might try as well. I'll see if I can actually survive the Ice Ball. I don't think I will, because what I'll do is I'll just pop my cooldowns and see if the amount of damage is reduced at all. Because if it is, then I can use that to buy myself the time I need to kill it. Unlikely, but it's worth a try. Hologram didn't work. But yeah, as soon as the second double poke comes in, I need to go straight in with it, because I think I lost a bit of time there as well. I have ideas, this is good. Okay, so I'll push it down to 52, and then I'll get the 2 combo ready. I'll then use auto attacks to push it to 48. As soon as she starts casting Emond's Fall, straight in. So I need to start myself as close to the Goring Blade combo as possible, whilst also being as close to 47 as possible. Okay, so I'll just hold it here, because the 1-2 should take me to maybe 48. Okay, give me the 1-2. Okay, so 1, 2. That's pushed it, bugger. And I'll use Sentinel, did it? No, it didn't, okay. So that does nothing. So 53 is what I need to be. I think I may have got unlucky there and got a bit more damage than I should have. Yeah, 53 should be this. 54, 53 should be safe. And hopefully I'll be able to do something with it. So health is has no bearing on it whatsoever, because the Ice Claw damage is fixed. I'll probably just go straight in with the... I'll just go straight in with the magic combo, because the physical damage one doesn't do a lot compared to, say, the Holy Spirit attacks, so hopefully that will make a little difference. We'll see how far I can get with that. So I'll pop Fights of Flight, Goring Blade, and then just go ham with the magic. Because I can use my OGCDs in the Fights of Flight window as well. Wouldn't be too bad if it didn't take this long, but never mind. Alright, let's see how it goes this time. So 53. .54 is safe, so I'll just do auto attack to 53. Okay. That should give me enough room to play around with. So I can get my 1-2 ready, then I'll just auto attack to whittle her down to 48. And hopefully should be good. So 1, 2, 47. Okay, good. 47 isn't the actual push. Now we push. Ah, 3%. Wow. Now, is it worth putting Going Blade on? That's what I'm thinking now, because what does Going Blade do here? $3-6, okay. What about with Fight or Flight? 7. Okay, that's a little bit more. Oh, that's with the crit. Okay. Now, I should probably just go straight in with. Yeah, I should probably go straight in without Going Blade, because Going Blade may do damage if it's complete, but it won't be complete because the time won't be allowed. So maybe if I go straight in with Royal Authority and Atonement, deal as much damage as I can there, and then hopefully the damage I do in the short term should outdo what Going Blade will do. So I can go in with my Royal Authority straight into 3 Atonements, and then go into the magic combo and see if that's enough there. Okay, we have a new idea. Because I need quick, fast, high damage. Shoot me. But I have the right number, so 54 should be safe. I think below 47 is when she transitions, so as long as I don't push past 47, I should be fine. I can do my 1-2 from 53, whittle down to 47, and then just go full ham. Right, let's see. Okay, so hold it here. One, two, whittle down. Okay, use it now, come on. Oh, I need a crit. I need a crit. I need a crit. I just need a crit. That was a 49, and it was a 5% or so. 10,000 is, yeah. I need a 70 or 80k confetti, and I've got it. Put my food back on. Give me some of that beautiful crit rate. So the idea was right there. So Goring Blade is not useful there because it just takes. The time is too short for Goring Blade to leave a lasting mark, compared to using Atonement 3 times over with the magic on top of it. So I have the plan. Question is, can I finish this in 40 minutes? Because I've got UCOB in 40 minutes. Hopefully going for the clear. How long have we been going for? An hour and a half. Wow. Okay, we have the game plan. Now, it wasn't whittled down enough last time because the first one didn't really do a lot of damage, so I'll see if I can whittle it just a tiny bit more. I'll try and go low 53, see if that helps. Two more autos. One more. Okay. 52 should be... It's more on the dangerous side, but I'll take it. There we go. Finally got it. That took longer than it should have done, but oh well. I'll take it. T9 down. Even to this day, T9, you're still causing me trouble, eh? Never did like to make it easy for us, did you? I think just for this I shall take the treasure coffers and see what I end up with. Heilig and Grimoire of Healing. And the Dragoon piece. Eh. Right, let's continue onwards. I've got 40 minutes, so let's continue on to T10. See if I can push through these. Central Dex 4560. And again, we're going back to the old visage of kill the trash. So I'll just burst through this lot. Back in the day, you were able to skip these if you were very careful. Especially a Dragoon, because they could cheese their jump ability and skip past them. I actually had a video on, I think I've got a video on this channel showing that as well. So, I'll see if I can link that below. But yeah, there we go. Skip that lot. This one was a bit trickier, but same idea. Ah, no, never mind. Doesn't matter. Just means I've got to take a bit more time to clear out some trash. Actually, this was a bit of a pain back then. Same again, if you wanted to farm this, you had to clear out all this trash, and then you got to fight the boss. There was no straight to the boss malarkey here. Now for T10. Imdugud. Very electrically charged, this guy. Interesting in rage as well. As the fight goes on, starting from the edge that you can see glowing red there, as time goes on the arena's going to get smaller and smaller. So you want to kill this guy before that happens. Doing all of his mechanics. Electric charge is just going to go into his next ad phase. So I want to kill these guys as soon as I can. No big issue. When the sun dies though, he leaves behind a nice electrical puddle, so I'll drag him over here and do that there. Saves effort. Lucky burst. $78k, that's the kind of crit that I wanted. Just take care of these guys over here. Not a very nice paralysis there, but hopefully it shouldn't be an issue. Oh yeah, I've got to wait for the next one because there's one more set. And then we just burn this guy down. Ah. Apparently I don't have enough MP. Never mind. Hate lightning. You had to spread out. Everyone got these vulnups. which meant that they couldn't do that mechanic, otherwise you got 56k damage and instantly died. Critical rip and pray. Nothing too bad, nothing too drastic. A tricky fight that required a lot of coordination, especially when it came to the ad phase, because those ads needed to be faced away from the arena because they had their cleaves, and also you wanted to make sure that you killed the suns away from the boss because they left behind those electric puddles. Oh, cutscene. Nah. Okay, moving on to T11. Now this one's going to take me a while to actually get to the boss, because at the start here you've got to split off into two groups and both press down on a number of buttons. So I'm going to have to do that before I can actually fight the boss, which is bloody annoying. This is a rather nice looking place, the regeneration grid. Looks like a synthetic Dalamud. Right, let's get to it. Starts off on the right. Doesn't really matter which way I go first. One set down, onto the next. Two buttons there, they both need to be pressed for the thing to activate, but the good thing is you can solo it just by standing on one and then it counts down. I think it's 12 ticks before it activates, and then you do the other one. Okay, that one's down. Now I need to go these way and that way. And get back up. I should be able to get back using those things there to make my life a bit easier, but if needed I'll just return. This will send me flying over that way, to which I can destroy these nodes. And push the button while doing so. Take out this dreadnought as well. Now I'm going to go press the other switch. Now unfortunately this thing does not switch on, so I need to return. That'll take me back to the start of the dungeon, and then I can go the other way. Don't think the shortcut is useful, so I'll skip it. Because if I use the wrong thing, I need to wait for my return to cool down. It's a 15-minute wait. So I think I shall avoid that, if you don't mind. I'll just do this short but quick way, if that makes sense. Okay. This time I want to go to the left from this junction. And that will allow me then to go the other way. Take out this trash, and then take out the other trash. I don't know why they don't activate that platform there. That would just make it a lot quicker. But, hey ho. They don't call this one a dreadnought, they call it a valiant. Fair enough. Hello. There we go. And we stand on the button, and we wait for 12 seconds, and then we go to fight the boss. Okay. Now, of course, back with a full party, you would have people on both sides. This wouldn't normally take that long, so yeah. Got stuck. T11 boss. Say hello to Kaliya. Three-headed automaton, similar to Avatar in some ways, but this guy actually moves. But there is one particular gimmick he has. He's going to use an ability called Barrow Field, and that Barrow Field is going to make his hitbox a death zone, so you don't want to stand underneath him. You don't want to stand inside his hitbox, because he has that thing there now. If I go into it, I'm going to get damaged. It's a stack and then spread, so this would be a stacked piece of damage, and then everyone would spread. Add phase. 3 adds. I want to take these guys out as quickly as possible because otherwise they will fuse together and have a bad time, like they've just done. Now the Electro Node's going to be absorbed. Okay. Let's see if I can just burn this guy down before it becomes an issue. Yeah, that would have just killed everybody out right there. Okay. Nerve Cloud, very nasty. Now, it hasn't gotten to the other mechanics, so that's quite nice. Now, for T12, I'm actually not going to play the cutscene because spoilers. Big spoilers. So, I'm just going to skip the cutscene and get straight to the fight. Because this isn't a story mode run, this is just can I do it solo kind of deal. So I'm going to skip the cutscene here because obviously there will be spoilers involved, but we shall see what happens. So skip. The boss here is the Phoenix, and this is some very hard-hitting story mode right here, so if you're going to do Coils for the story, do not skip these cutscenes, because these cutscenes are massive when it comes to the lore. On top of that, T12, in my mind, is the best raid in the game. And I say that because there are many different factors involved. The ads need to be controlled, the tank needs to be swapped, every individual character here has their own part to play, and if one person messes up, there's going to be some deaths. So everyone needs to be on the ball. Brand of Purgatory gives me a debuff. Now when she starts using flames, then what needs to happen is the buff needs to be passed to somebody. So at this point, this is where they would do the swap. Otherwise they take 22k damage and die. Add phase, which is quite nice. There's only one ad for me to deal with. I've got a nasty heavy here. That was from standing in the water debuff. Now the Bennu is going to be revived, so we have to kill it again. Now there'll be multiple Bennus on there at this point because it would take a long time to get to this point. She's going to revive them again in a stronger sense. But you do the same thing again. As soon as that's dead, all the Bennus are down. Phoenix becomes targetable again, and then just the final phase. Now, unfortunately, I can't showcase all the mechanics because it just happens too quickly. So be sure to watch a guide or watch a video of back in the day when this was full-on content. One thing I will tell you about Fountain of Fire, one person has to stand inside it to ensure that Phoenix doesn't get the buffs. And that's T12. I'll take these as well. Nothing special there, okay. And now we end up at the final fight of the Coils, T13. The final coil of Bahamut, turn 4. Again, I'm going to skip the cutscenes because spoilers. But in terms of the boss, Most people know who this guy is already. Bahamut Prime. So this is the final boss of the Coils, and also the final boss of UCOP, which I'll be doing later on. And the mechanics that he uses there are not too dissimilar here. There are a couple of things that he uses, but most of the stuff in UCOP is unique. The only downside to this fight is that there's a crap load of downtime. And the reason there's a crap load of downtime is because I kill stuff so fast, I have to wait for the next set of stuff to happen. Mega Flare. Random people targeted. AoEs on the ground. That's about it. Giga Flare at 74%, so then the next phase begins. I need to push to 52 so I don't have to deal with any of that stuff. There we go. Second Giga Flare, I'll just take out this shadow while I'm at it. Bahamut's going to disappear, he's going to do some dive bombs, so I have to wait in the middle, find him, there he is. Where's Twin? There's Twin, that's fine. And now a bunch of ads appear. So you had to wait for Bahamut to appear and then dodge the dives. Now this guy can't actually damage until he changes his... There we go. He has a stone skin / magical shield on at a certain time, so you want to kind of swap in between who's damaging him at what time. Bunch of gusts here, nothing too drastic, just a few small ads to deal with, relatively straightforward. And then we have, I think it's some Sins, which are massive blue dragons. See what I mean with the waiting. Tanks would grab these and tank them away. And now we have another set of dive bombs coming. So I've got to wait for Bahamut to drop. Find him and then dodge his ability. Apologies if this makes anyone seasick. If it does, just look away until you hear the beep. That was the idea, you had to wait for the twin marker to appear before you moved, so you baited them both in the middle. And now Twin will come down. The Ghost of Melusine, or the Storm of Melusine, i.e. another Twintania, which was quite nice. Because everyone was like, oh no, Twintania! Relatively easy ones to take down this time. Gives you a massive Neuralink. Same again, just gotta wait for him. I'll just do that, that works. Take out those guys. 2 more ads to come. I think I've got one more Sin and one more... whatever the other guy was called. Yep, there's the Storm. And one last guy to appear over here. Pain. And now we have one final dive, which is Bahamut. No Twin dive this time because we've killed Twin, so I only have to deal with Bahamut's dive. So again, he's now targeted, so I'm moving away. This is where I want to be in UCOB later, doing the ad phase to this arena. Now one thing I wonder, if I don't stand in the Neuralink, Will I still survive? Anyway, this is it, the final push. Starts off with Akmorn, the tank buster. 17,000 damage. That had to be shared between the tanks. With heavy cooldowns and shields. And it needs to be later as well. And there we go. That is the entirety of the Coils done solo as a Paladin. And it took me just under 2 hours. Thank you, Nael. Now that's the kind of thing that I want to see in UCOB. The actual end screen saying the unending coil of Bahamut complete. Just take this stuff and get out of here. And I'm going to call it there, folks, because that is the end of the endeavour. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end it here and I'm going to restart again for UCOB. So stay tuned. I shall be starting in about 15 minutes or so I need to prepare myself. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a few minutes. And for those of you on YouTube, thank you for watching. This is Rented Lightning, signing off.